I have a very special breaking news video for you right now because thanks to our viewer Mike, we have very detailed spy images of the upcoming 2025 Ram 1500 truck lineup. So in this video, I'm going to show you the images. We have a look underneath the hood of this truck, literally, and show you different versions of the truck, then talk about potential new styling that it will have, and also how it will compare against other trucks. This is very important for Ram, so I'm doing this video to bring it to you immediately right now. So Mike Barfield is on vacation in Utah. This is from St. George, and he saw this, a whole lineup of covered vehicles, including current generation Ram 1500 trucks. So he's like, this is interesting. And then they were starting to be uncovered. So now we're seeing more detail. For example, in this truck right here, we see the brand new towing mirrors that they're also currently on their heavy duty trucks starting in 2023 and beyond. But the overall cab structure looks about the same as now on their DT current generation. That's the latest generation of the Ram 1500 truck. But the fronts are masked and the rear of the truck is also masked. And they have different masks on different tracks. So what I'm betting is that they're changing their styling. They have to, because the world is moving on and they're losing sales. To prove what I'm saying, I can show you this.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming because we have become Sports Central. Actually, we've become Fight Central.
Don't we usually review trucks and cars?
Yes, but not this time because Morgan & Morgan is the official law firm partner of the UFC.
Aren't they America's largest injury law firm?
Yes, and they are sponsoring UFC 292, Sterling versus O'Malley, and that's in Boston on August 19th.
Yes, and we are fighters just like them because we have belt buckles.
That's right, and they're giving away 2 tickets plus $2,000 to the match.
Where do I go to find out more?
You can enter for your chance to win at morganufc.com. That's MORGAN UFC.com.
Check it out in the description below. In the first half of this year, a lot of manufacturers like General Motors, Ford, and then if you break it down, Chevy Silverado and GMC have gained sales over last year. But Ram lost 9%. So this is combining their light duty 1500 trucks and heavy duties. So they have to do something. So they're refreshing their truck. And well, what about their style? Well, they showed this electric pickup to us before, and they showed those 2 LEDs signatures, the horizontal signatures that kind of look like fingers like this. And they said this could be the next iteration of Ram style. So is that what they're doing here? Well, it doesn't quite look like it. So depending on what you like, it could be good or bad. Now let's take a look under the hood. This is very important. So thanks to Mike for getting this detailed image. Here you could see the engine cover under the hood, and it looks like some of the Stellantis Ram engineers or maybe testing staff, they're maybe monitoring some engine parameters here, hooking up stuff, checking things, maybe checking oil and stuff like that. But we can see the engine cover. Why is this important? Well, I think this truck is turbocharged. I believe the next generation 2025 Ram 1500 will have their 3-liter straight 6 twin turbo Hurricane engine. Well, first of all, why 2025? What is going on here? Isn't it, almost 2 years away? Well, yes. Here's why. So Ram already published a 2024 brochure on the website. This is ramtrucks.com. This is official. It says right there 2024 up at the top and 2024 here, and it's got the current style of the truck, and they're talking about all the current capabilities and the current engines and their latest technologies, and they're showing their current engines, which I also have on tfltruck.com. So if you look at their V6, the standard 3.6 Pentastar engine cover, if you look at their Hemi V8, the 5.7 liter with the Ram e-torque electric starter motor generator right here in the front. You could see those very unique engine covers. And of course, the TRX is back for 2024 with their supercharged V8. But this is 2024. So they're not changing a lot for 2024. So the new ones, the ones they're testing now, they must be 2025s and beyond. Is that a good thing? Well, I hope they can bring them out sooner, maybe within the next year. So about a year from now, maybe they can launch their 2025s. And I think that will help them generate more excitement and maybe even generate an increased sales. But the engine cover is that you can see here, right there, is different and unique. And you know what it looks like? It looks like a Jeep Wagoneer. So I actually had to reverse this image, but here's the original image, and you could see the oil fill on the passenger side. And here's another reversed image, so you can kind of see it from a different angle to kind of match this. And the oil fill is on the passenger side, and it's kind of large and in charge right there. It's also a straight six, so the engine is pretty long. So it's not like a V6 where you have 3 cylinders side by side, or a V8 with 4 cylinders side by side. And traditionally, straight six engines are super smooth, super kind of linear power delivery, very, very responsive. We have already driven this engine, the 3-liter Stellantis engine, in a Grand Wagoneer. So we have some, at least initial taste for this engine. And power numbers are pretty huge. So the standard power number on the Hurricane is 420 horsepower and 468 pound-feet of torque. So that's already a really good number for a turbocharged engine, because you have to compare it to Ford. Ford's been doing turbocharging in their F-150s for over a decade, and their current 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 has 400 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque. So their base 3-liter numbers have more horsepower and less torque, but they also have a high output version. So maybe some of the more premium ones, premium trim levels, might have a high output version of this engine for Ram, which would have about 510 horsepower if they have the same tune as in the Wagoneer, and 500 pound-feet of torque. So can you imagine over 500 horsepower across your light-duty pickup truck lineup? And we're not talking about high performance. We're not talking about TRXs yet. So that would be a really good number. And I think they should do it and need to do it because of emissions regulations, just getting better fuel efficiency and better emissions, all kind of wrapped into one. Are they going to have a hybrid? Well, we can't quite see that in these images. We don't see that detail. Definitely not a plug-in, because I don't see any plugs coming out on the side of this truck. So here's a couple of more looks of it. This is kind of cool. This truck right here appears to have off-road all-terrain tires. It's a little bit taller. It's got one of their performance hoods on top of it. So it looks like a Rebel. So of course the Rebel has been super successful for Ram. They're kind of the first to create this mid-level off-road offering in their lineup. When Ford had the Raptor, in about 2018, 2019, Ram brought out the Rebel, which wasn't quite a Raptor competitor, but it was kind of in the center of the market, and they've been super successful with it. And this is why now Chevrolet has the Trail Boss and Ford has the Tremor to answer Ram. So that was super successful, and it looks like they're continuing with this. So Mike sends us more images from his hotel where these guys were staying in Utah. So here we can see the rear a little bit. So let me zoom in. You could see the rear of this truck. Let me look. There you go. And not changing a heck of a lot, but it's also masked. And we could see twin exhaust pipes. So if you zoom in, here, let me zoom in a little bit. You can just see twin exhaust pipes, which is traditional signature Ram truck item. They were, one of the first to kind of take that and offer twin exhaust pipes coming straight out the back. Here's another profile shot. Once again, new mirrors. new badging, still 6-lug wheel hubs and wheels and different wheel choices and a full-length running board going across the truck. It improves their aerodynamics and efficiency just a little bit. So of course they're going to be offering all those items. So they look to be in the desert, making the round of the western United States. Roman actually saw something similar to this truck in Colorado, but unfortunately we couldn't get images or video of that because it just sped up in a different direction from Roman. But we're still looking for these guys. So yeah, so a couple more looks for you right there. Here's a couple of details of the rear end. Once again masked, so possibly different style, different tail lamps. They do have their kind of barn door tailgate, so that might return. Of course, they have Ram boxes. Some of these trucks don't have Ram boxes. We have a TRX. Will the TRX survive into 2025? We know it's going to be available as a 2024 now because of their website, but will it survive past that? And what will it look like? I'm not quite sure. It still looks like it has the same body. Maybe this is just a chase truck that they brought along for the ride to compare some parameters to each other. Or maybe they put a new engine in it. Who knows? Maybe it's a hybrid now, and maybe it still makes monstrous horsepower and torque. It's just hard to tell from these images. So here's another couple looks. This looks to be a premium with trim with chrome all the way around it, and Ram boxes in this case for storage. So all the common familiar things from a Ram truck is returning. It's just that the style is updating and looks like the engine is being changed and tested. I'm really glad to see this because I think, we want everybody to do well, right? We want every manufacturer to be putting their best foot forward, and we want to test all those new trucks. And I don't see any trailers here, so I'm not sure if they're doing any towing tests as part of this validation. I don't see any trailers. There's one in the background, but it may have belonged to somebody else. But they're definitely doing hot weather testing. It's over 105 degrees in Utah. I was just there a couple of days ago in Moab, and it's super hot. So I'm sure they're going to be going down maybe into even Arizona, Utah, hot weather testing, putting some stress on these trucks, and really just putting them through the ringer, which they have to validate them before they start selling them. Make sure they're the most reliable and the most powerful possible. Plus, they have already customer feedback from this engine because they're selling the Grand Wagoneer SUV and the Wagoneer SUV with this engine. So they have a lot going on for this new engine, and I think that's the right way to do it. Toyota does something similar where they test engines in multiple vehicles before one of their premier vehicles gets that engine. For example, they did that with their 3.4 liter twin turbo V6. That V6 was in their Lexus sedans before they put it into a truck with different tuning. So they're getting more information from that engine being in the field and actually being driven by customers and owners. So there you have it. I'm sure they'll update their interior just a little bit, but they have really good interiors already. So I don't think they have to worry about their interiors too much. I think they have it kind of nailed, and their technologies are amazing. They have a lot of information in their trucks. Even if you're not a truck enthusiast, or if you are, you have availability of multiple screens and multiple information all in one. So I had to bring this to you. Thanks for joining me. This is quite exciting. I'm sure they'll have the latest towing numbers and payload numbers coming up for us to be very competitive, because Ford has the new 2024 trucks testing everywhere. We've done several videos about this for you. Their new hybrid is there, so Ram has to answer that. Chevrolet is, of course, updated their trucks for 2024 as well with their valved exhaust systems on their V8s with different exhaust sounds. They have 3-liter turbo diesel available in more variants of their Chevys and GMC trucks. So this is highly competitive. So I'm really glad that Ram is here and they're testing their new trucks. I just hope they arrive sooner rather than later. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.